The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to TNC, the new channel. We are here to help you see the new you. My name is Mon Mendoza, streaming live from Pasig City.
And I am Mapette Regino, streaming live also from Pasig. This is Healthline.
Good day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on our 7th episode. We're here to serve you every Wednesdays and Friday at 4 p.m. to help those of you who have health issues as well as those who just want to feel better or look better. If it's your first time to tune in to our new show, welcome to the listeners on board.
In every episode of Healthline, you get updated with the latest health news and hear our views.
And tips from our doctors and health experts on how to keep a healthy lifestyle and deal with various health challenges that are so prevalent today.
Plus, you will be entertained and inspired with real, dramatic, true-to-life stories of real people who were able to overcome their health crisis. So you can also have hope.
And the best part, to hear something positive or a beautiful story that will make you smile amidst the darkness of our pandemic times. Isn't that great? So let's start the ball rolling.
Alam mo ba, Sir Mon, from the updates of DOH as of October 7, there are again 2,291 newly confirmed COVID cases in the Philippines. 825 are in Metro Manila, 140 in Batangas, Rizal 114, and Cavite 102. Kaya pala nagpunta kami ng Kalatagan kahapon. Hindi kami pinapasok kasi marami daw bagong cases doon. That's Calatagan, Batangas, right? Oh. This brings the Philippines total of 324,762. Still the highest in Southeast Asia with 4,799 active. Now, dun sa active, 85% are mild. Yan. At least mild yung 85%. Pero 9.2% asymptomatic. Yan. And only 1.6% are severe. And 3.6% are critical. Medyo gano'n, no? Total recoveries so far is 273,120. So almost mga 90+%. Sadly, the death toll to date is 5,840. Parang yung namatay sa tsunami natin, ganun kadami, di ba? 5,840 Filipinos. Our thoughts and prayers with the loved ones of those who passed away. Rest in peace, dear kababayans.
Okay, despite those figures, Mapette, a former health secretary said that the Philippines has brought the COVID-19 crisis under control, despite our ranking 20th, the highest in the world with the most coronavirus cases.
Wow.
These words came from Dr. Pauline Obial, who leads the Philippine Red Cross Molecular Laboratory. The Philippine positivity rate has gone down to 4% in September. Now, this is the percentage of tests that comes back positive. This is a significant decrease. This may seem or this may mean the spread of the disease is actually being controlled. She also said that the government response has also improved, such as more tests and expanded tracing efforts to rein the contagion, which was very poor in the early weeks of the pandemic.
Nonetheless, Mon, in spite of the encouraging news, according to John Hopkins, the Philippines is still among the countries with the most coronavirus infections, with the US, India, Brazil leading the list. Malalaki yung countries na yun, ha? Pero tayo maliit na country, pero we're in the leading category. Di ba nakakaano pa rin yun? Nakaka-windang, di ba?
Of course.
This means, Mon, we should also heed the call of Dr. Ubial against pandemic fatigue. Meron palang pandemic fatigue.
Yep.
Wherein we are becoming lax on health guidelines after months of COVID-induced lockdowns. Nagngawit, nagsawa na, at gusto na tayong kumawala. Kaya marami ng tao ngayon sa mall. Because a lot of people may be feeling pandemic fatigue as evidenced by calls to hotlines and healthlines like ours, asking for support on stress and anxiety. Pansin ko mo, mga restaurants kayo napupuno na naman, mga malls napupuno na naman, traffic na naman. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na, medyo medyo kumawala na talaga yung mga tao. Nakakatakot yung ganong sitwasyon. Yun.
Yep. Okay, so we really need to watch out for this pandemic fatigue, as you have said, no, Mapette?
Yes,
we have to really pound on our people that the virus is still out there. It's not going away, not for a long time. So we have to keep our guards up. And it is because of this fact that we have to keep our guard up. And I do appreciate that our guests today are actually have an experience of this COVID-19. And siya na lang magkukwento mamaya. So let's just give you a little bit of a background, okay, of this person, right? So okay, hold on. Mahaba kasi yung kanyang resume, kaya hindi ko na lang siguro ito basahin lahat, ano ha? Konti lang siguro
yung mga salient points na lang.
Ito na lang. Sige. Okay, ito na lang. His name actually, before I tell you his name, he is a PhD. Okay, kaya doktor ang kaniyang ang tawag natin sa kanya kasi he's a PhD in applied cosmic anthropology. You know what that is?
Wow.
That is a different kind of anthropology. It's looking at the existence of people not only on the physical but also beyond. Grabe, ibang klaseng course ito, ha? Okay, he's a social worker.
Metaphysical. Parang metaphysical, Mon. Metaphysical.
Siya na lang sasagot mamaya, no? Social worker siya since 2008. He was involved with the United Nations World Food Program, also with the CBCP Episcopal Commissions on Social Action. Okay. And he's a member of the faculty. So he's with the academe, no? Also with 3 universities. Okay. We have the Centro Escolar University. He's in the faculty in the field of social sciences. And then he was also with the Global City Innovative College, also Center for Culinary Arts of Manila, and St. Mary's College of Quezon City. Now, he was also part of the Regional Quality Assurance Team on the Commission of Higher Education, and presently working as pastoral worker in the Diocese of Pasig. Now, let's welcome Dr. John Carlo Perez.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good day. Thank you, Sermon.
Hello,
Thank you, Tita Mapette, for that very warm welcome. Yes.
Thank you. Welcome.
Nice to hear from you, Doc, today and to be part of our show. I'm so excited to learn more about what you experienced about COVID-19. Okay?
Yeah.
O, ikwento mo nga yan,
Kwento.
Dr.
Yes.
John.
Para
What happened to
makatulong.
you? Paano
What?
ka na, paano ka nadali? Paano ka
Yeah,
nadali?
sige po. I
Sige.
didn't know actually where did I got the virus, but what prompted me to seek doctors consultation from the doctor is I'm experiencing during the month of the first few days of August sore throat and fever already. Kasi every year it's like a normal thing for me. Lagi ako nagkakaroon ng tonsillitis. So in order for me to have the right prescription of medicine, so I need to seek the doctor's advice. And then when I went to the doctor, he said that, oh, that is a COVID symptom. Those are COVID symptoms, yung sore throat and fever. So swab test was performed. And then when swab test was released, I was positive for COVID.
Ooh.
So I
Oh.
remember
Ooh.
the result was August 7. But then after August 7, I feel na medyo nawala na yung fever ko. Pero other symptoms ay pumalit, no? Nawala yung fever, but then dumating si cough, dumating si vomiting, dumating yung
Ooh.
LBM, the loss of smell and
Wala.
the loss of taste, which is,
Yun na
I
yun.
think, yun na yung sinasabi nga nila
Yun
Nako.
na
na
yun.
Yun na yun.
usual symptoms
Signs.
ng COVID.
Oo.
And then,
Symptoms.
of course,
Okay.
once I got the result of my swab test, I quarantined myself. And then, kasi kasama ko sa bahay, mga senior citizens, yung parents ko.
Oh.
And then I asked some friends, especially from religious communities, kasi nga, I'm working in the church. So may mga kaibigan akong madre. And I told them na, please pray for my recovery because I am positive with COVID-19. And then this group of nuns from Cebu, we are friends in doing social work din kasi. No? And they are an angel for me because they introduced me to sermon, no? And this group of nuns told me about this wonder molecule that I need to take because they believe that this wonder molecule will be of great help for me in order for me to recover easily from that part.
Yes? Parang na ano.
Okay lang.
Nawala.
He will be coming back. So don't worry, guests.
Oo.
So ang magandang story nito itutuloy
Sa
natin
bagay,
to once
it
he's
is
back.
natural, natural na he will get one kasi social worker siya eh. Interaction niya day to day are people.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I'm sure as a social worker, hindi ka pwedeng 6 feet. You really have to talk to them more closely. Kaya
Yan.
due to your
Welcome
work,
back.
di ba? As a
Yes,
social
po.
worker
Oh.
dyan.
Andito
Ay,
na
siguro
ako.
nahawa ka sa mga, sa mga
Yung mga
pasyente
nakaka-interact
mo.
po, opo, na
Ayan na,
client.
ito na.
Ka-interact mo. Yes.
Yun po. So, yun nga po, nabanggit ko kanina, I was friends with this group of nuns from Cebu and they introduced me to sermon and they told me about this wonder molecule that can be of great help for me. So, without hesitation, aside from prayers, of course, and medication,
Yes.
so
Definitely.
without hesitation, I asked them, oh, where can I get that wonder molecule? So they give me the contact number of Sermon, and then Sermon immediately contacted me and introduced me to this wonder molecule. And true enough, because based on what I have read in the news, most of the people who are experiencing COVID, they are having like 3 or 4 swab tests before they got the negative result. But in my case, I got only 2 tests. The second test was already negative, and then I was not
Amazing.
yet, and I was not yet complete with my 14-day quarantine. It was on the 11th
John,
day.
wait.
Yes.
How many days from the time you took the wonder molecule did you get better? I just want to know first.
After 5 days,
5
I don't
days,
feel any symptoms already. I feel
Wala ng
normal.
symptoms.
Yes.
Galing.
So that's why when they perform the swab test for me on the 11th day of my quarantine, I don't feel anything already. I feel normal already.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
And when I received the result on the 15th day of my quarantine, I got the negative result already of
Yes.
the swab test result. And I'm
That,
thankful for the group of sisters because actually my friends are wondering, no, na sabi nila, "Uy, bakit ang bilis mo naka-recover?" Most of those COVID patients, 3 or 4 swab tests before they got negative result. Sabi ko, jokingly, kasi there are 3 convents praying for my recovery. That's why I was able to recover immediately.
totoo naman. Prayers
Yeah.
work.
Prayers work, and the
Yes.
answer for that prayer is the wonder molecule. And I
Yes.
yes,
Amen.
yes,
Wonderful.
yes.
Wow.
So, how
That's
are you
amazing.
now? That was
Well,
how
I'm
many days ago? How many days ago yan? Yung last, nung the time na na-declare ka na negative ka na. Ilang
I
days
was
ago yun?
almost 1 month na po kasi I was declared negative. At yeah,
Okay. So, hindi na
August na
bumalik.
po.
Kasi merong iba,
Hindi na po.
bumabalik eh. So, hindi na
So what
bumalik.
yes,
1 month na
what
eh.
yes, what I did po is, of course, I still continue my aside from the 14-day quarantine, I extended it into 1 month so that I can really recover
Be safe.
physically. Yes, and
Really safe.
safe. At the same
Mm.
time, I continued with my different food supplements, and of course, I still continue taking up that particular wonder molecule, so that I will feel protected when I go out, because you know the nature of my work. I need to go out. No.
Oo, you have to be protected talaga.
Maganda.
Tuloy-tuloy mo yan kasi you need the protection. Anong dosage mo when you first took the Wonder Molecule? Anong dosage mo?
Well, I used to take it 5 capsules for 3 times a day.
So 5-5-5. Parang
Yes, five,
sardinas,
five,
ano?
five.
5-5-5. Tapos ngayon, ano na ang dosage mo na magaling ka na for protection?
I'm taking at 2, 2, 2, 2.
2-2-2-2.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's good. That's a good dosage, no? Safe yun, very safe. At least it will protect you from any COVID, again, no? Sir Mon, would you like
So
to
this
say,
is this is a very important thing that mga kababayan natin malaman ito, di ba? Kasi pagka na-declare ka na positive, natatakot yung karamihan natin mga kababayan. Kasi nga, kung sila ay hospitalized, ang mahal-mahal daw ng expenses sa COVID.
Yes.
Tama? So,
Isang milyon.
yung iba, maabot
Isang
ng
milyon,
milyon.
Mon.
Yung iba,
Yes.
more than. Depende raw sa
Yes.
hospital yun. At yung
Yes.
nangyari kay Dr. John Carlo, 1,000 lang ang nagastos siguro niya, no? John?
Yes
Hindi
po,
naman
opo.
ganun.
5
Katulad sa
araw.
iba.
Opo.
Oo, siguro konti lang nagastos ni Dr. John.
Yeah, because
Hindi.
hindi naman po ako nagpa-confine in a hospital. I
Oh,
wasn't
di ba?
able to also to be in a quarantine facility. So nag-home quarantine lang po ako sa
Oh,
kwarto.
so,
But
di ba?
yes, but then yung yung experience and lahat po naranasan ko po 'yon, yung even the shortness of breath. Actually, my mom was worried already, and sabi niya sa akin, "Dali na kita sa hospital." But then I insisted, "No, I will not." Sabi ko, kaya ko, sabi kong ganyan.
Pero
Buti
ang
na lang,
galing
no?
din ng pangangalaga mo, no? Kasi puro senior citizen na nakapaligid sa'yo. Imagine mo kung lumala ka pa, pati sila, lalala din. Dali mo yan.
Yan po,
Hahawaan
siguro,
mo yan.
yeah, that's what I'm thankful for, na hindi
Praise
sila
God.
nahawa. Yes.
Oo. Wow.
Napakaganda ng sharing.
So how are you doing now?
Well, I'm
Dr.
very
Carlo,
good.
Giancarlo,
Well,
what
I'm
are you
very good.
doing I think, are you propagating the wonder molecule to your constituents? O tawag, ano bang tawag mo doon sa
No,
mga
not
mo,
really.
inaalagaan mo?
Because I also have some friends, no, na yung mga relative nila became positive with COVID-19, and then they asked me, "Oh, what is that particular food or medicine or supplement that you took in order for you to recover easily?" And then, of course, I will introduce them to that particular wonder molecule
Yes.
without
Kasi
any hesitation.
it's actually a mission of saving lives na at this point. Hindi na
Yes,
siya
yes.
it's not just a product. It's really a mission to save them from whatever it is, no?
Yes,
Mon,
yes.
any questions? May
Siguro
ano lang ako. Curious ako dun sa kanyang
Okay.
PhD in Cosmic Archaeology. Yan.
Anthropology.
Ano
Yes
ba
po.
yan? Ngayon ko lang narinig. Para siyang metaphysical ba yan?
Ah,
How is it different from normal archaeology, which deals with
well, apo.
society, di ba? Archaeology deals with different societies, different time frame. Ano naman itong cosmic?
Ito po sa akin,
Ngayon ko lang kasi
anthropology
narinig eh.
po.
Oh.
Anthropology siya. Well, we still study culture, society, people, but the
Aha,
difference here is we are not focused only on the physical world that we have. No, hindi lang kami nakafocus dito sa mundo, but we are also dealing with what is the impact of
religion?
the cosmos. Yeah, of course, part of the religion, spirituality,
Aha,
yan,
aha,
and then the
spirituality.
cosmos, yan, and the visible and invisible things around us in the existence of human beings.
So the invisible. How did it change you after taking that kind of course? Anong naging
Well,
effect sa'yo?
honestly, I became health conscious.
Talaga?
Yes po, kasi just to share with you, we have a subject called creation spirituality. Nandun po yung
Aha,
aming dealing with different creation, no? Yung sinasabi nga natin dito,
aha.
yung, if you're familiar with Pope Francis Laudato Si, about taking
Okay.
care of the creation, taking care of the animals, and coexisting with them.
Anima.
So,
Yes.
parang ayoko nang kumain ngayon ng hayop. So, I just focus on eating
So naging
vegetables and
veggie ka,
plants.
vegetarian?
Naging vegetarian.
Well, hindi naman po ako strict vegetarian. I still eat fish, chicken, paminsan-minsan.
Okay.
Pero yung pork,
Aha,
iniiwasan ko na po talaga, and beef, yan.
aha. So
Okay.
nagkaroon ka ng on the interconnection of all
Yes, the
beings on
interconnectedness of
earth,
those beings,
no?
yes.
Mukhang
Oo,
very interesting, ha?
very
Very interesting.
interesting.
By the way,
Very interesting.
we can ask Dr. John for his last parting words. Mapette?
Yeah, I'd like you to ask
Mm.
your parting words. Pero huwag kang aalis kasi
Yes.
there may be questions ng viewers later. Kaya
Yeah, okay.
you'll be at the background, but just be ready just in case we do have questions for you. But
Okay, no
we'd
Okay.
like to ask for your
Alright.
parting words, especially in the realm of the cosmic. Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Dr. John.
Go ahead.
Well, whatever are those problems and difficulties that we are experiencing, just trust in God, trust in yourself, because there are solutions to the problems, and we believe that God will send an angel, no, in order for you to solve that issues, those problems, even the pandemic, the COVID problems that we have at present. So, yun, tiwala lang and kapit lang tayo, no, malulutasan natin ang lahat ng bagay na yan. So, yun lamang po.
Amen.
Thank
Very well
you.
said.
Okay.
Very well said,
Very good, very good.
Dr. Giancarlo.
And
Okay.
before we introduce
Yes.
our doctor, no? Let's go back
Andiyan
to
na
our
siya.
studio. Let's go back to our studio
Andiyan na
first.
siya.
Yeah.
Aha.
But let's go back to our studio first for some announcements. Don't go away. As Arnold Schwarzenegger says, I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
We're back.
Thank you very much for tuning in and for waiting for us. Okay, we are very proud to tell you that we have a guest doctor today, and she is a medical specialist and academician who will talk on a very timely topic: the role of the immune memory molecule in the modulation of the immune response for improving health and disease recovery. Our good doctor is a practicing OB/GYN medical specialist in Eversley Child's Sanitarium and General Hospital, and in the OB/GYN section. She is also an academician and training officer of Cebu Puericulture Center and Maternity House Incorporated. It's a residency training program in OB/GYN. Dear viewers, let's all give a virtual clap to a health and wellness advocate, Dr. Rhodora C. Owano Jaime of Cebu.
Hello po.
Welcome.
Good
Welcome,
afternoon pala.
welcome. Nice to hear from you today,
Hello.
Doc. Yes,
Yes. Sorry,
Hello,
late ako
Doctor.
Thanks.
pumasok. Oo.
No
Sige.
problem.
no problem.
Still on time, Doc. No
Yes,
problem.
thanks for joining our Healthline, Doc.
Good to
Your
see
fans
you
really are
virtually.
waiting for you. Your fans.
I don't know
We have
if
a lot of fans.
hindi naputol. I just would like to ask, hindi naputol yung ulo
Hindi
ko.
naman. It's
Kasi,
okay.
okay
You
na.
look good.
Okay,
You look
sige.
good, Doc.
Tama na.
And thank you, Doc,
Okay.
for inserting this because I know you just came in from a cesarean operation, right? From
Kaya,
you
nag-apply
had a
ako.
patient.
Nag-apply ako ng polvo. I'm applying after 6 months, I just reapplied powder today. Kasi, ang hirap makita. Kasi nakamas ako dapat at naka-bonnet dito sa hospital, but I just try to find a place na alone ako. Kasi hindi pwede
Okay.
without the PPE. So,
Oh, man.
Oh.
Talagang
Nasa
very busy
hospital ka
schedule
pala.
si Doc. Oo.
I'm still here. I'm still in the hospital.
Kaka-opera lang niya. Ha?
Yes, I'm just
Ah,
done with the cesarean section. Kaya sabi ko,
galing.
I'll be late. 4:30 na ako papasok. Sige.
Sige, Doc. Thank you for this time. All right? Sige, Doc. You may tell your story.
Okay. Sige. Basically, you asked me on like the role, no, of an
Yes.
immunomodulator. This is an immune memory molecule. Well,
Yes.
you may call it a wonder molecule because it really did wonders to a lot of people. But in scientifically, like if you ask me as a doctor, it's more the role of it is on immune modulation. So when it was introduced to me, initially I was so skeptic about it because of course doctor ka and you just kasi si Sir Mon doctor pero engineer yan, MD, pero he's very good at it. But I still ask myself, oh, what is it? What is that? What is this molecule all about? So that's why I tried to do my research before I really tried it on to my lola, who just recently passed this year at 97 years old. Way back she was 89 years old, started using that wonder molecules. Okay, so I made my research. I even like communicated with the R&Ds of this immune memory molecule or your wonder molecule, and I learned a lot. And I came to understand kung ano siya and anong role niya, and how to explain those observations, yung mga recoveries, improvement ng health nakikita namin sa patient and even personally, no, sa family and myself. Sabi ko, why is it working fast? Okay, kasi you can see improvement in just 24 hours, no? And I said, why is it working? And I came to learn the science. So basically, I started with my lola, to make the story short, and to my mama, to my children, and now the whole family is using it, and to my patients, introduce them to some doctors, and even bold enough to make lectures about it in hospitals, no, in other doctors. Well, of course, a lot of doctors would be skeptics because a lot of them also don't make the research and they're not familiar also with the field. But seeing the result is really what's this? Ano talaga? You'll be in awe and wonder. This is really working, and that's why even until now, since 1989, I still advocate for it. So my lola then, grabe ang pamamaga, no? She needs to wear surgical stockings to control her, pamamaga ng lower extremities. And she can even so uncomfortable, painful to walk. And by just sharing with her these wonder molecules one weekend, and the next weekend, nakita ko na siya, no, ascending the stairs, telling me, oh, look, look at my legs. Ko, yala, this is the first time I saw your legs again, no, back to normal. Wow, legs ka na. Wow, legs ka na, sabi ko. And I really cried, no, to see that. And that's why I said, Mama, let's try it with you also. And to my son, who is a chronic allergic rhinitis and with asthma, no, when I think he was 6 years old then, or 9 years old, no, 6 or 7 years old. So I tried it on him, and amazing, with just 2 products and with the wonder molecules, amazing ang result. So he had no more attacks of asthma, though he has on and off yung allergic, yung running nose, but not the severe one already. And we have not used the nebulizer ever since, no. And so it made a lot, and I can share a lot of experiences, no, especially on inflammation. Yung pamamaga talaga. I have, we call it, how do you call this um, swelling, or we call it, I'm sorry, I lost. Yung manas, I don't know what is that in Tagalog. Cellulitis in English. Pamamanas, cellulitis, no? So cellulitis. I have a diabetic patient, no? So, and the pamamanas is from the foot to the, almost to the knee part, and because a little punctured wound lang at the lower part of his extremity. So I just gave him, supposed to be pang ano na, i-admit mo na yan kasi natatakot ka for sepsis. So dapat naka-intravenous yung drug. So but kasi ano naman, I think they're hard up at that time, no? Sabi ko, sige, we'll try with this wonder molecules, or this immune regulatory molecules, and let us use a very simple antibiotic, no, to cover your antimicrobial. And lo and behold, in just 24 hours, it came back. Yung from the knee, no, it went down na lang to that part around the wound, a little wound on the lower part sa paa niya. I said, wow, this is amazing. And I just scratched my head and I said, why is this having this result? No, and I have other patients post mga recovery from a stroke, mga ganyan, and who were on like 2 or 3 products with this immune memory molecules, and I said, and they can see their fast improvement. So to cut it short, because I have a lot of stories, wonderful stories, and I have fellow doctors with a lot of stories also on how it is making wonders in recovery and, if not improvement, of the quality of life of some of our patients. It even reduced the use of antibiotics among our patients. That is amazing. And when I asked some of these doctors, said, di na tayo magkakapera sa, or yung medrep, no? Di na yung nagko-cover, hindi na tayo nag-move ng ating antibiotic. Because true, in our family, the lesser the chance to use artificial or synthetic, we call it mga regimens, then we try to avoid it. And with the use of these wonder molecules, in the family, it really reduces the use of those. So why is it doing this wonder? And scientifically,
yes.
The answer is because it came from living, mammals, pareho sa atin. It's just that, so milk-producing mammals. So where is it coming from? It is harvested. Yung immune memory, the memory in itself is harvested after yung, we call it antigen, be it parasite, be it bacteria, be it a virus. When they encounter our immune cells, when they are
Mm-hmm. It's okay. While the Dr. Jayme is fixing her cell phone, let's just talk about a little bit about what she was already mentioning about the wonder molecule.
Yes.
So truly, it helped a lot of her patients when it comes to inflammation. And the reason for that probably is because also of the talk of Dr. Vinida when she said that it has the ability to to give intuitive abilities to the immune system. Intuition, meaning being able to recognize the immune system has the ability to recognize self from non-self. Therefore, the overreaction, which is the result of the civil war causing overreactive immune system, begins uh, to be suppressed. So this is the ability of the wonder molecule. That's why it releases the body of inflammation. And that's very important because inflammation causes a lot of pain. And inflammation actually causes a lot of diseases too. So the immune system has become crazy. So the immune system has overreactive abilities too when they are not educated by transfer by what you call this wonder molecule, as according to Dr. Jaime. So Dr. Jaime, please
Sorry, nawala.
come in again. Yes.
Okay, so yun. So basically, saan galing yung immune memory molecules? So if we talk about memory, yung immune cells is nakita na niya, na-experience na niya yung bacteria, yung virus, no? So may experience na siya doon. So it was during the encounter of the immune cell with this antigen that a certain memory will be created. So this is actually in that molecule, that specific molecule we call wonder molecule or the immune memory molecule. It has three very specific fractions. No, the first is we have what we call the inducer fraction. So ito yung fraction ng memory molecule to allow it to recognize, no? Oh, may kaaway. Oh, there's something foreign kaaway that we have to be aware or dapat alerto tayo. And then at the second fraction of it is what we call yung antigen-specific fraction. That is now the memory part, no, ng immune memory molecule. Specifically, it will identify kung ano ang kaaway. Si bacteria ba to causing cough? Si bacteria ba to causing yung TB, specifically causing what? Yung mga inflammatory processes or other mga infectious processes. So alam niya, may memory siya doon. So that's the antigen-specific fraction. It will lock, no, and identify. So, and then, why is it regulating? Because it has a part, a regulatory part, no, the third part, no, it is a suppressor fraction wherein kung na-identify and alam na niya kung anong gagawin niya, able to mount the right response, then it can be mag-react siya to produce more, to fight because ang dami ng kaaway, a lot of bacteria, we have to fight, we have to release more, or it will tell the body, stop, tapos na ang laban, we have to rest, and because we really need that switch. A lot of us are actually nagkakasakit because our body doesn't know when to switch off. A normal, how do you call that?
Response.
A normal response mo, diba? Inflammation is a self-saving. That's a defense mechanism. That's a second line of defense. Yung pagtatae, diarrhea, yung sneezing and all, yung pamamaga. These are our immune part of our immune system, no, of how we should fight. But we have to learn, or our body has to learn how to switch it off. Yun ang dami kaya a lot yung chronic na mga diseases like diabetes, sakit ng mga inflammatory processes are chronic processes because the body doesn't know how to turn off that inflammation. So we look so healthy, but at the level of the cell, grabe yung inflammation. So eventually, it will destroy the linings of anong mga vessels dyan. It will destroy other cells, even to the point that yung destroyed cells, hindi na kaya ng immune surveillance natin, they will try to mutate. And this actually starts what we call yung mutation towards what we call cancer. So yun, if we have a good immune regulatory, no, but this molecule, then our body knows when to stop, and or when to up it to fight. So that's why having it as a part, no, of our daily lives, then we will have what we call or achieve what we call balance. Oh, yun lang naman talaga. If too much, hindi pwede. Kung kulang, hindi pwede. So, in everything, dapat may balance. So, if your immune system is kind of low, no, so nabobobo, don't know na how to recognize or to mount the right response, then you have to stimulate it. And we have, no, these wonder molecules, no, the role of it to stimulate. But the other side of it, which is, I think, the most important for me, is because it can down regulate also, or we call it suppress, no, an overreaction. So sometimes we need the OA, pagka OA overreaction, but we really need in the end to really suppress and regulate it so that it will not create another problem, no, yung chronic na mga infectious process or mga inflammatory natin processes. Yun. So that's why I said, now I understand, and it's so easy to explain to my patients of why this is working and why and what's the role and why this is beyond also. It's a separate science than the other available. We call immune. A lot of products are immune boosting and all. So it will just boost, increase your natural killer cell function, but they don't have the very important regulator or the suppressor fractions, no, that will down regulate the response. So that is, or that puts actually the wonder molecule or the immune memory molecule above, no, compared to the other immune, how do you call it, supplements, no, immunosupport that we are having now in the market. And I said, that's why I love this product. And I, how do you call that, without hesitation, hindi ako, what's this, how do you call that, kung tatanungin ako, we will always end up passionate sharing with it, just like my other doctors who believe in it. And sabi ko, because as long as you know the science and as long as nakita mo yung resulta, oh, wala kang iba. You will just turn out to be a passionate one or a believer, no? And it will be very easy for you to share it to as many people. Yun.
Wow.
Very
Very
good,
awesome.
Doctora.
That's so
Would it be,
phenomenal.
there is, yes, would it be simplistic to say that it actually makes your immune system smart? Because
Yeah.
it creates an intuitive capacity to respond to
Oh,
whatever is needed. Ganon. Is that a
yes.
simple way of saying it?
Yes. It's,
Oh,
yeah. Simply, we say that, yes,
it's
intuitive,
some,
because alam niya when to say
alam na niya.
stop. Alam niya when to say,
Let's
you've
say,
got to do
go.
your job now. Go. Yun. So, parang,
And,
yeah, kaya
mm,
the most important role there for this is actually yung achieving the balance. That's why, for me, it's not more of like, I don't position it much for cure, but I always like sell it, no, sell my heart of this wonder molecule on the preventive side. So it's more of like telling people
preventive.
this is something really to prevent us, because the only way to prevent is if you have a balanced immune system. So if you can reboot to balance
Mhm.
it, then we will avoid all those chronic illnesses or problems in the future when you get like older, no? So that's why if lesser yung inflammatory processes, you don't age that much also.
Wow,
Yung
that's
energy
good.
mo, yes po, your energy will be high and all.
Anti-aging.
Yes, yes, very important. At the heart of it, I always believe, no, kaya totoo talaga yun, yung that real doctor, o yung totoong doktor is really your immune system. Parang it's the center of,
Correct.
kung sa wheel siya, nasa siya center, because it will try to, because ano siya
Oo.
nasa,
Regulator.
it flows to the different part of your body. So it connects to the different organ system. So you need because immune systems are white blood cells practically. So and they go anywhere where they are cold. So they are very much connected to all the different parts of the system. So in terms of communication, andun siya in the middle palagi. So sabi ko, God created us, no? I'm always, that's why I love
Amazing.
being a doctor, because I'm always at awe of how we are created, no, of how our system works perfectly, communicating with each other. I always tell my patients, your body, they talk, they communicate better than husband and wife. Sabi ko sa kanila, they communicate. I always tell
That's
them
true.
that. Yeah, that's why you have to know if your body is communicating. If you start to have a little symptoms or sign, then start to think, where is that part of my body that is not talking? So you've got to think, you've got to like examine, to be more what's this, conscious ba? Like when this is how I talk to my patient. Okay, where's the pain? Or try to imagine, where's the pain? Why do you think it's happening? So I empower also patients to know kung saan galing or what they can do. The power of the mind, I always teach them also, because I don't want them to be just dependent of medication. So I want them to empower their own mind or body to heal themselves also. And something natural like this wonder molecule would be very helpful also before we try to use the synthetic ones, no? Like parang mag-polypharmacy, like 10, 12, 10, 7 drugs, no? And I said, and all are suppressants. They just suppress one function. Anti what? Anti-inflammation, anti-arrhythmic, anti all the antis in the world. And it will just suppress these different functions. But it's not promoting communication. I said, this is not good. That's why if you read the PIMS, if you read the MIMS, when it comes to drugs, you all have the adverse reaction, side effects. Walang drugs na walang side effects at adverse reaction. Sometimes when you look at it, ako sometimes say, oh my God, every time you read it, you read everything. Parang takot ka nang gamitin kasi it has all the, the side effects and the adverse reactions. So that's why I said, if we can only heal, no, by what we are eating, by our way of thinking, and support with something more natural, then why not? Than having those synthetic products. Sorry yung mga drug companies, but there are really
Amen
drugs.
to that.
There are really drugs that are life-saving, and there are really drugs, but drugs are not meant to be used and maintained forever. I always tell my patient that if you can do something to shorten, the use of drug, then do something. Siguro maging dependent ka lang kasi wala kang ginagawa to what? Wala kang ginagawa dun sa root cause. Wala ka. You're not doing anything to the root cause. You're not controlling your diet, controlling your activities, controlling your emotion. Kaya, you feel assured, you feel secure by taking your drugs. And you're not thinking of the future also. Na it would just create another problem after.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yes.
Doc, grabe. Ang ganda naman ng sharing ninyo. In fact, I've learned a lot
Thank you,
from
sir.
you today. Para akong nagkaroon ng 5-year schooling on Wonder Molecule. Ganda. Actually, Doc, alam ko busy ka, pero siguro ang ating mga followers natin, especially yung mga fans niyo, siguro gusto kayong marinig ulit. One of these days again, I will invite you. Okay lang?
Oh, yes. Wala naman problema, sir.
Kasi,
busy na talaga ako, Sir Mon. Busy na talaga ako kasi. But we can always find time, no? Basta advance lang ang pag-schedule kasi I'm tied down to like 3 institutions, and kasi I try to accept it because I am now an empty nester. So, wala nang mga anak dito. So, they're in Manila.
Bata ka pa.
No, I just turned 25 yesterday.
happy birthday na pala.
25.
Happy birthday, Doc. Yesterday, yeah. Happy birthday.
No, ma'am. I'm in the second wind of my life, and I thank God and I praise God for it. So I'm an empty nester now. I have more time in my hands. That's why I am into my advocacy. I'm into my service in the public service, in a public hospital also. I put myself into the academe to give back to the institution and to where I was trained. So I accepted all this position now because I have a lot of time in my hands. But ubusin din pala. Maubos din pala for all those things. So sabi ko,
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Mapette, do you have anything else to add
There's some
before we?
comments. Yes, Mon. There are some comments on the chat chat room, no?
Yes.
Like Mike Galarraga said, ang galing naman ng wonder molecule na yan. Wonderful. Alice Aparece says, wow, doctor, thank you so much again. Amazing
Welcome.
product. Okay. So, thank you. Ang dami nagte-thank you, no? Wonderful afternoon. Doc, ako naman may tanong din, ano? Earlier, there was a COVID patient who shared na when he was tested positive, swab talaga, tested positive of COVID-19, he was advised by a nun to take Wonder Molecule 555.
Mm-mm.
And in
I've heard
5 days, he actually, you heard, oh good, kala ko hindi nyo naabutan. So,
HD
how do
na.
you explain that? How would you explain that in your terms?
Okay. Well, I think yung virus kasi is well, it has the same, as I've said, just how yung transfer nung nakikita, like why just people like the people asking me, why is it working for us human when it is like galing sa baka, parang ganyan, no? The source, sabi ko. No, we have what we call commonality of pathogens. Initially, I forgot about it and I returned back to my patho, to my micro para books and lectures, and I said, oh, nakalimutan ko. They have, it has got to do with the protein, the coding of the protein in the different species of organism. So, like if one like virus, let's say flu virus, like kung ano siya, like corona siya, viruses, let's say, more or less they have, kaya some others can like make a vaccine, not necessarily from corona, but it has a cross reaction where it can also create an immune response that can also kill the corona, something like that. Because, paano ba to? Basta, it has the same parang protein code or composition na ma-identify, no, specifically ng immune, let's say, ng immune cells natin. So parang sabi ko, oh, coronavirus nga, coronavirus, or virus corona, what's this, the species corona viridae, blah blah blah. Sabi, pero pareho siya, let's say, ng maybe an avian flu before or what, a corona, SARS, yung not the CoV-2.
Yeah, na nag-evolve.
Oo, na nag-ano. So, baka may exposure na ang tao, you yourself had an exposure of that pathogen, of that virus before, and maybe your own body created the memory. If not, yung memory molecule natin will try to induce what we call yung usual immune response that increases the body to look for the abnormal cells. And particularly, I think that the second line of defense, that is the natural killer cells. So it will just try to find something that is abnormal and try to kill it. No, so like a foreign thing there that I have to get rid of, then I have to go there and get rid of it, no? Or maybe stimulate my own body. Oy, may memory ka na of this kaaway. Ang gagawin niya is sabi, it will just like wake you up and make you remember. Like, oy, alam mo na kung anong gawin dito. Tanong mo na. Meron ka ng memory. So your body can do something about it. So I think that the use of the immune memory molecule, it can stimulate your own immune response to increase, no, the release perhaps of the natural killer cells, or if not, stimulate the memory of your own immune cells, no. So pwede siya. And then plus the other, what's this? The other, of course, meron namang binibigay kung nasa hospital ka at ano. So all these will be working
together,
like complementary together. So sometimes I will tell my patients, it is not just it's just not this that is working. Part of this is because your body in itself is working. Because I have patients that I gave the wonder molecule, but it's working. Like it will take them 2 months, 3 months muna. Others you would really be amazed because in just like 1 month or 1 week or few days, meron na silang ganyan na
Okay.
response. So I think, because I always tell them, 25% is actually because of what you use, but the 75% is actually of how your body will respond to what you are getting or putting inside your. So kaya iba't iba yung immune response, no? It depends also of how, nabubo na talaga ba, or bright pa yung matalino
Doc,
pa yung immune system mo. Okay.
Doc, I think we
That
need a
was a
part
very
two.
good.
I
Yes.
think we need a
Again,
Oo
part
nga,
two.
that was a very
okay.
good response,
Sige.
Doc.
Okay,
Thank you
but
very much.
at this point, let's have a break, and we'll be
Yes.
back. Okay, let's have a break.
We'll be back, Doc.
We'll be back. Please stay tuned. Thank you very
Stay
much.
Okay.
tuned. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Mapette.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, according to Direct, we can extend a little, and would like to thank you, Dr. Jaime, for a very very comprehensive explanation on the wonder molecule. At maraming nagpapasalamat, at may mga nagtatanong pa. Maybe you can just phone in your questions dun sa telephones that will be presented on the board, and then Doctora and the team will be responding to you personally with Mon Mendoza as
okay.
our in-house health expert. Maybe we can still have Carol.
Doctor, have
We
we
can
asked? Have we said farewell to our doctor already?
not yet. Oh,
Okay,
Mon,
Doc.
do the honors.
Yeah, Doc. Can we have your parting words, Doc, before we go to our next sharer? And we'd
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you so much for the opportunity to have you here sa the new channel and the Healthline primarily. So, yun lang, in this new normal that we have, I think yung positive mental attitude is very important, no? So, yung to follow what is right, to do what is right. And I think one right thing that you have to do is really to take good care, no? Yung self-conscious mo na to take good care of your body, to support your body, and yun lang siguro for you to be healthy and strong in this new normal. You have to accept things, no? Gracefully, with gracious heart na malalampasan din natin to, no? And we have a very good supplement, the Wonder Molecule, to keep us all healthy. And of course, that is on top of a good diet and exercise. And very important, sleep po. Sleep talaga.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so
Indeed.
much, Doc. Thank you so much for your time for us, and hopefully we'll have you again.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sure.
Thank you
Okay.
very much, Doc.
So
Thank
it's
you.
time to in. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Really
very much.
appreciate. Mon, would you like
Okay.
to introduce our next guest?
Yes. Okay, this is exciting, guys. Our next guest is a microbiologist who graduated from the University of the Philippines. Not satisfied with life here in the Philippines, she embarked to the land of the legend, Dubai, to create a future. Let her tell you her story. So let's welcome Miss Carol Ann Esmas.
Hi,
Hello, Carol.
Carol.
Good afternoon. Thank you so
Pwede ka pa,
much, Sir
pwede pa.
Mon. Hello po.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sir Mon and Miss
Ganda.
Mapette,
Oo.
for having me here. Yeah,
Yes.
nakapasok ako.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, yes,
Yeah,
I'm
thank you
Bagay,
so
Carol
much.
and Esmas from Louisiana, Laguna. Yan. I was
Mhm.
and still am a microbiologist Okay, and
Mm.
I was an OFW in the Middle East for 11 years, just like what Sermon said, no? The land of the legends. Akala ko, pag nagtagal ako working abroad, mas mabilis akong makakaipon. And yes, tama nga. Mabilis naman nakaipon, pero mas mabilis akong naipon. Sakit. And that time, I became obese due to stress
Mhm.
eating. And
Mm.
in 2015, I was diagnosed by several doctors with having myoma and endometriosis, who
Mm.
both recommended operation for the removal of the two lumps that were seen. So, ayun, nagdalawang isip talaga ako kasi yung dalawang isip ko kasi dalawa yung takot ko actually, Sermon. Yun, not
Oh.
sure kung magiging successful yung operation because since I was a child, never akong na-confine sa hospital. And
Mhm.
higit sa lahat, takot ako sa gastos. Yun talaga.
Carol?
May blood work show that ang yun ng mga lalaking linggo. Ayun. So I've also been static drug dependent. Yun, konting maramdamang sakit ng ulo o katawan, inom agad ng pain reliever. Konting supon, konting ubo, lagok ng kahit anong gamot. Thinking that wellness means taking drugs. So, ayun, aside from having been a minor hypochondriac, I learned that my health issues is because of my being overweight. Yun na. Hindi ako makapag-decide talaga that time kung magpapa-opera ako dahil nga dun sa gasto. So, like most people, natakot magpa-ospital, nag-denial na lang ako and forgot about it. So, and actually to top all of these negative and serious health conditions, I found out that my only son, who was then 4 years old, was autism. It's actually an autoimmune disorder and also considered as incurable. Grabe, he was non-verbal that time, hyperactive, echolalic, yung bang ginagaya lang kung ano yung huli mong sinabi. So, other than that, wala siyang naiintindihan. So, he had no eye contact. Hindi talaga siya nakakaintindi. So, ang hirap na hirap siyang humawak ng pencil, hindi siya makasulat, yun, hindi rin siya makadrawing. So, doon ako na-stress ng bongga, no? Doon ako na-stress ng todo. Kasi, nagpatong-patong po yung fear ko. Ayun na, pumasok na sa isip ko, paano kung lumala yung sakit ko, bigla akong naalala, mawalan ako ng hanap buhay o mamatay ng maaga. So, sinong mag-aalaga sa anak ko na nag-iingat, walang
Wow.
kapasidad na mabuhay mag-isa. So, iniyak ko talaga yon. Then, not knowing the answers to my perplexing questions, I became depressed and in the middle of depression, wala na akong magawa but to turn in beg the Lord no for a solution to my life seemingly unsolvable problems.
Mhm.
Ayun, the following year, an advanced solution was presented to me. They called it a wonder molecule. At first, I was skeptical because there are many products who claim the same results. So naturally, as a microbiologist and scientist, I naturally looked at scientific evidence first. So in my research, ayun, I found out that the wonder molecule has gone through more than 3,000 clinical studies since 1949 and costing hundreds of millions. So one of which that interested me was about immune modulation, which was perfect for my son's autoimmune condition. So it also has that immune enhancement that was perfect for me. Sa akin naman. Yon, with that knowledge, as well as with a hint of desperation, syempre, na desperate ako, sinubukan ko sa sarili ko at dun sa anak ko. Hoping that, yung wonder molecule, hoping that maybe something will change. So, and since my problems were also due to being overweight, I went on a 90-day transform program and a total change of lifestyle. So, lahat yung sinabi ni Doktora kanina, na ouch ako talaga doon. Kasi nagpupuyat ako, hindi naman, di ba, hindi naman kasi pwede na supplementation lang. We must have nutritional discipline as well, di ba? So, in just 3 months, ako personally, no more myoma, no more endometriosis, and no more fatty liver. All of my blood tests were at normal level, especially my SGPT and SGOT. Yon, normal lahat. And yon, may bonus pa, which was really exciting because I was able to hit my target normal weight and slim down by 12 kilos. And yon, got back my
Wow,
desired
12
shape.
kilos.
I think it's even better. So, actually, I have a souvenir photo here of myself. Yan, no. Hindi ko kinakaya yung sarili ko po. I hope you can see it. Yan, makikita nyo, eto ako. Yan, yung nandito. Because of stress eating, lahat talaga ng parties, nandun ako. So, I was really, hindi ako nagpapaiwan. In that photo, plato yung hawak ko. And that was the last photo of myself taken because nung nakita ko to, sobrang nandiri talaga ako sa sarili ko. Sabi ko, yak, ako na ba yan? So, yun. And I also lost self-confidence. Yan. So,
Mhm.
so after that, no, after finishing my 90-day transformation program, my friends started commenting that I look younger at my age. Actually, yung part na yun yata, yung pinaka natuwa ako. With all of the things na pinagdaanan ko.
Siyempre.
Yun, so, since then, every day, I'd always feel more energetic and, of course, happier for my son and myself kasi mas mataas yung possibility na mas mabubuhay ang nanay niya ng mas matagal, di ba? Para
Tama.
maalagaan siya habang buhay. Yun, so, sobrang happy lang
Amen.
po. Yan. But the best blessing was my son's remarkable improvements from his supposedly incurable autism. So,
Mm.
ayun, after a few months of taking Wonder Molecule, he's now, fast forward, mga more than 3 years na rin po siya nagtitake, he is now fully functional and very effective in communication. Unlike before na talagang
Wow.
dead ma ka. Ngayon, actually, just before this interview, kaaway kami, nag-aagawan kami sa internet. Actually, he's taking his online classes, no? And this is really an answered prayer. Kaya sobrang galing ni Lord. Talagang pag hiningi mo pala talaga sa Diyos with all sincerity, ibibigay niya. Yun yung sigurado. Yun, akalain ko po ba na Wonder Molecule yung sagot. So for me, it's the best non-invasive advanced solution that help us, even the whole family. We are all taking it. No? Of course, with the unbelievable results I experienced for myself and for my son, I became a super believer of Wonder Molecules. Kasi, di ba, even with the pandemic happening right now, explain ni Doktora, di ba, I'm really assured protection against any threat. Even the most serious one, yung COVID-19, di ba, which is really harassing the world today. So, yun, and yun po, and to pay the world back and give thanksgiving to the Lord for this amazing life-changing blessing, I began an advocacy group for autism called Fight Autism International to help mothers like
Wow.
me, yan po, with helpless autistic children who desperately needs help, like I did. Yan. Yon, I was also able to help women suffering obesity, especially moms. Yun na po. So, who wants to regain self-confidence and win back their health? Yun, nakakatuwa talaga. And yun po, that's all. Salamat po to all of your our TNC viewers, Ramon, Miss Mapette, for
Wow.
allowing me to
Mhm.
share my story.
Wow.
Yun pa.
Wow, that's so
That
awesome. Great, great.
that was
share.
great. Yeah, that was great to hear, Carol, that you were able to overcome not only your many serious health problems, you improve yourself beautifully. Who wouldn't want to look like you right now? But also experience the healing of your autistic son. That was the best gift that a mom could have, no? The gift of
True po.
having a fully functional child. At this point, I'd like to read some comments, few lang, And for those that we will not, thank you very much, Carol, no? Pero siguro before we read the comments, maybe you would like to give parting words, Carol.
Okay.
No?
Parting words, si Carol.
Your parting words, Carol, to your fans. Marami ng fans, no?
Oh, yes. Fans talaga. Actually, yung sabi ni Doktora, di ba? I can really relate with that. We are the only ones who can take care of ourselves. Not our doctors, not our families, even not the hospital. So even the drugs that I took before. So yun, really, prevention is really better than cure, no? If there is cure. Kaya I really invite you to learn more about Wonder Molecule and see for yourself. Try Wonder Molecule, even if you're not yet sick. We really need it. And if you want to transform your body, just like what I did, try it, guys. So, yun lang po. God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you so much.
So, punong-puno ng ang comments natin, Mon. Mga punong-puno ng thank you, galing. I mean, it's really a celebration of victory over, tapos yung mga, they empathize with the struggle of Carol Ann. And, ayun, thank you, Doktora, also for sharing. Amazingly wonderful. Thank you for the support, and so on and so forth. So, siguro at this point in time, I'd like to segue a bit, no?
Okay.
Siguro, Sir Mon, would you like to, out of curiosity, like, kasi, why are conditions like autism exist? Kasi no immediate cause, not infectious. So how are they, and how can they be managed by the Wonder Molecule? Yun.
Okay. Well, I've read about this study of Dr. William Hennen, and since autism until to date, medical experts still have no exact answer to what specifically causes autism, then there's no specific cure. It's a neurodevelopmental disorder with a very wide spectrum and multifactorial causative disorder, which is observed as a genetic implication, but still not proven to date. Therefore, it's not totally genetic, then it could be partly environmental or drug-related disease. Well, in the absence of final and proven reason, we can meanwhile utilize Wonder Molecule to educate, boost, and balance a dysfunctional and incorrect immune system in order to correct an overactive immune system, as shown in an autistic patient's imbalanced neurodevelopmental ability. So, I learned also from the medical researchers that, Wonder Molecule corrects an incorrect function of the immune system so that an overreactive immune system balances, just like what Dr. Jayme said, thus managing our controlling the symptoms of autoimmune disorders. And that's it, Mapette.
Wow. Ang autism pala and other autoimmune disease, parang ruleto ng kapalaran. Pwedeng kahit sino at kahit kailan tamaan. So, we are very blessed that we have a regulator called the Wonder Molecule na napapababa niya this hyperactivity of the immune system. So that is why it's such a blessing that Carol and your son has improved the way he has.
Yes.
Mon,
okay.
Would it be okay if I can still talk about your book? Do we still have time, Direct?
Maybe next time?
Next time na lang.
Yeah.
Sige. Okay. So, to all our guests, basahin natin, Mary Jane de la Fuente, si Ashley Solis Chan, Chris Villanueva, Cyril Pilapis Sigales Paga, Mary Jane de la Fuente, and so many others, Gloria Abanyo, and also si Weng, yes, and Sara Baldelovar, Carla Orhino, Nelson Guillermo, Chris Villanueva. Thank you so much for your comments. And if you need more concrete answers to your questions, please phone in so our team can respond to you personally. So in closing, Mon,
Mhm. Okay, okay. Medyo naghang ako. For those
naghang ka.
among for those
Okay.
among you with serious health conditions, we encourage you to share your unique story to the world so that others will be inspired and may have hope, as our guests have done for you today. Send in your stories via messenger to Mapette, Dominice, or Hino, which is on the screen.
In closing, our hearts are full of deep gratitude for a very insightful afternoon, especially for some of our viewers out there who have been looking for answers and have found none until today. We we thank you for your medical wisdom, Dr. Rhodora Jayme, and the instant healing of COVID patient, Dr. John Carlo Perez, a social worker. And thank you to our beautiful Carol Ann Esmas for showing your strength of spirit in your battle with life as an OFW and as a dedicated mother to an autistic child.
And on that note, we should stay healthy, beautiful, and positive in our minds, hearts, and spirit. Let's have hope that we can deal with our problem because God is bigger than our problem, right?
Right. As much as we're enjoying being with you and sharing our wonderful stories, it's time to say goodbye. See you again, dear viewers, on our future episodes every Wednesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. through our FB and YouTube links.
Here at TNC Healthline with Mon and Muppet.
For a new and healthier you.